for this lesson is 7.4. I can write equations in slope-intercept form. So we're going to write an equation from a graph in slope-intercept form. So the graphs are a little bit hard to read. You can read them a lot better on your own paper. So for the first one, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write down slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Let me get a different colored pen. So we're going to write an equation in that form for each of these graphs. So this first graph, I'm going to make it a little bit darker so it's easier to read. And we need two pieces of information. We need to find the slope and we need to find the y-intercept. So it's easier for me to find the y-intercept, so I start there. And I'm going to say, where does this line cross the y-axis? It crosses at positive 3. So I know my b is going to be 3. And I need to find the slope. So to find the slope, I need to find any other points on the line where it goes exactly through the corner of the graph paper. So I could use this point, or I could use this point, any of these 3 points, because that's where it crosses through the corner of the graph paper. So from one dot to the next dot, I have to find the slope, or the change in y over change in x, or the rise over the run. So it goes up 4 to the right 1. So my slope is 4 over 1, or I could say my slope is just 4. So now that I have the slope and the y-intercept, my equation for this graph is going to be y equals 4x plus 3. Okay, I'm going to go on to the second one, and I'm going to first just darken the line a little bit so it's a little bit easier to read. I always start with b, so I'm going to look, where does my line cross my y-axis? This one crosses right here at positive 1. Then I find my slope, and I can use any lines where it goes through the corner of the graph paper. I'm going to use these two. It goes up 1 to the right 1, so I'm going to put 1 over 1 for my slope. That can simplify to just 1. So my equation is y equals, instead of an m, I'm going to put a 1 times x plus 1. I can simplify this one a little bit more, so I can say y equals x plus 1. Alright, this one I'm going to darken again, just so it's a little bit easier to read. I start with b, so I'm going to figure out where it crosses the y-axis. Crosses the y-axis at negative 1. I'm going to look for points, lattice points, where the line goes exactly through the corner of the graph paper. So I could use right here would work. I could use right here. Those would be good ones to use. So it's going to go up 2 to the right 3. So the slope is 2/3. So if I know my slope is 2/3, my y-intercept is negative 1. My equation is y equals 2/3 x minus 1. Okay, the fourth one, I'm going to darken my line first. Then the first thing I do is find my y-intercept. My y-intercept is right here, negative 3. My slope, I have to find other lattice points, so I can use anywhere it goes to the corner of the graph paper. It goes down 3 to the right 1. So my slope is negative 3 over 1, which simplifies to negative 3. So my equation is y equals negative 3x minus 3. So this is what I need you to type into your submission box today to submit this assignment. Just type in that equation. Okay, we have 2 more. I'm going to darken the line first. This one, the y-intercept is 1. So b is 1. It crosses the y-axis at 1. My slope, I can use any 2 dots on the line. I'm going to use this dot and this dot. It goes up 3 to the right 3. Can I simplify that? And I can divide the top and bottom by 3. So my slope is 1 over 1, or just 1. So if I know my slope is 1, my y-intercept is 1, my equation is going to be y equals 1x plus 1, which I can simplify to say y equals x plus 1. And I have one more. I'm going to darken the line first. I start with b, my y-intercept. So I have b equals -4. And then I have to find my slope. To find my slope, I find any lattice points, any points that go through the corner of the graph paper. I'm going to use this one and this one. So I'm going to actually use these two. So it goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, to the right 3. I can't simplify that, so I'll just put it into my equation. My equation will be y equals 4/3 x minus 4.